Stocks such as Amazon.com Inc., Amazon.o, down 1.9% at $291.50, Facebook Inc., FB.o, down 2.3% at $57.17, and Google Inc., Google.o, down 1.5% at $514.88, all weighed heavily on the Nasdaq, which has shed more than 2% over the past two sessions. Nasdaq continues to be the underperformer of the group, and more air comes out of that momentum trade, said Peter Kenny, chief executive of Clearfield Group in New York. It is also providing for a degree of doubt to seep into the market that seems to be resonating with each passing day. In other words, the sense the market's inevitable move is higher is being re-examined the more people focus on Nasdaq. It's having a real impact on market psychology. Remarks by Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen failed to boost equities. In testimony to the Congressional Joint Economic Committee, Yellen said the central bank would continue to provide a high degree of monetary policy accommodation and cited geopolitical turmoil and weak housing data as risks to the U.S. economy. Whole Foods Marketing, WFM.o, contributed to the decline as it tumbled 19.8% to $38.47 as the biggest drag on both the S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 and GX and GT indexes after the organic growth posted second quarter results and cut its 2014 outlook. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average G rose 13 points, or 0.08%. to 16,414.02, the S&P 500. SPX lost 1.13 points, or 0.06%, to 1,866.59, and the Nasdaq Composite XIC dropped 41.753 points, or 1.02%, to 4,039.006. And according to Thomson Reuters data through Wednesday morning, of 422 companies in the S&P 500 that have reported earnings, 68.2% beat expectations, above the 63% average since 1994 and 66% beat rate for the past 4 quarters. And profits are expected to rise 5% this quarter, down from 6.5% estimated at the start of the year, but above a low of 0.6% in mid-April, according to Thomson Reuters data. U.S. non-farm productivity fell at its fastest pace in a year in the first quarter due to severe weather, leading to the largest gain in unit labor costs in more than a year. Productivity fell at a 1.7% annual rate in the quarter, the Labor Department said. And Mondelez International Inc., MDLZ.o, was a bright spot, as shares jumped 7.7% to $37.92 after it posted first quarter earnings and said it reached a deal with Dutch coffee and tea company D.E Master Blenders 1753 BV. In Electronic Arts, EA.o, also moved higher, as shares surged 15.5% to $32.40 after the video game publisher posted quarterly profit and revenue that beat expectations. Editing by Bernadette Baum, back to top. Thomson Reuters is the world's largest international multimedia news agency, providing investing news, world news, business news, technology news, headline news, small business news, news alerts, personal finance, stock market, and mutual funds information available on Reuters.com, video, mobile, and interactive television platforms. Thomson Reuters journalists are subject to an editorial handbook which requires fair presentation and disclosure of relevant interests. NYSE and Amex quotes delayed by at least 20 minutes. Nasdaq delayed by at least 15 minutes. For a complete list of exchanges and delays, please click here.